Hey Rasmanites, how you doing? It is time for the Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 Target 4-disc exclusive edition Blu Ray review. Today, on the Razman's Reality. The film looks amazing, just as you would expect from any new release. It is extremely true to its film source. The blacks are very, very deep. The film just couldn't possibly look any better. The only negative things about the image were slight DNRing, but that was actually in the film's actual film source. They did it for whatever reason, because they thought that certain CGI effects would look better. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with the video quality on the Blu-ray transfer. It looks as good as it's gonna get. And sound quality wise, it is much the same thing. It is absolutely amazing, and even with just TV speakers, it will blow your ears away, from the haunting score right from the very beginning of the film all the way through to its climactic final battle. Everything about the presentation for Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 is as good as it's gonna get. Special features on this one include Maximum Movie Mode, which is Warner Brothers' version of picture-in-picture commentary. This is one of the best ones they've ever done by far. Very, very informative, and for the first time ever that I've seen on a Warner Brothers Blu, they have all of the deleted scenes from the Deathly Hallows Part 2 seamlessly put in to the film via Maximum Movie Mode. So when you watch Maximum Movie Mode, you get to see all the deleted and extended scenes right within the movie, which is something really, really cool. And that's really all there was extended scenes for this film. Deathly Hallows Part 2 didn't really have any deleted scenes per se. So that was really cool to see that they really did film the movie that they wanted to make. And it makes me very curious for what we're going to talk about at the end of this review. Special features include, on disc 2, you can rewatch the deleted / extended scenes separately. And then you have a conversation with Daniel Radcliffe, aka Harry Potter himself, and the author of the saga, J.K. Rowling, which is very, very cool and very, very informative, talking about the last 14 years of the saga between the writing and the filmmaking process. Then you have a featurette called The Goblins of Gringotts, which is, of course, the featurette that shows off the process of the making of the goblins. It has Warwick Davis talk about how he was instrumental as the agent for all the little people that play goblins, and it even shows his kids playing goblins in the scene. So that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that little featurette there. And finally, this too has a featurette called The Women of Harry Potter, which explains the strong women and talks about the strong female characters created by female author J.K. Rowling. Very, very cool. It also has a preview on the beginning of the disc when you first pop the film in on disc 1, which I forgot to mention, for the upcoming definitive collection, which is what I was going to save for the end of this review, but since it is part of the special features, I should mention it here. There's going to be an upcoming definitive collection. Sorry about the Blu-ray kind of sliding on the tray there. But there's going to be a definitive collection coming out. So it looks like the Ultimate Editions were in fact not the Ultimate Editions. There's going to be a definitive Harry Potter set. I imagine it's going to have everything they've ever done, shot, or even thought about cheating for the Harry Potter saga when they call it the Definitive Collection, and that will be available to us in 2012. So that is now the one I am going to be looking to get. I'm not even going to worry about the Ultimate Editions now, unless it's the only way to get the documentary, the 8-part documentary, is to still get those. Then I'll try to track them down at a dirt cheap price at some point, but I'm not going to worry about actually getting them all that much, because to me the definitive collection defines the word definitive, so that'll be the one that I eventually want to get. And also on disc 1 you see previews for Lego Harry Potter and for Pottermore, which is the new website that J.K. Rowling created, where she's going to reveal some secrets about the saga and allow fan interaction with the writing of the things that are on the website. So Pottermore opens soon. Stay tuned to the internet for more details on that. And moving on to disc 3. Sorry for going a little out of order. I'm doing this from memory, and I did forget that stuff on disc 1. But moving on to disc 3, we have the thing that made the exclusive Target edition the one to get, and that is the When Harry Left Hogwarts documentary, done by BAFTA award-winning British filmmaker Morgan Matthews. This documentary, of course, was filmed throughout both parts 1 and 2. He was behind the scenes for everything, and it definitely is the most extensive thing on this set, and any Harry Potter fan worth his salt is going to want to see this documentary. The documentary alone is worth the $10 to $5 extra for this edition. So if you're gonna get a current edition of part 2, especially if you're not into 3D, which I am not in this case, because it would be post-converted 3D, but to those that like it, I'm not gonna slam them. But to me, if you're gonna get a current edition of Deathly Hallows Part 2, this is the one to get. I could not recommend it enough. If you want to know more of my opinions on the film, you can go back and watch my original cinematic review that I did on the week of release. It wasn't on the day of release because of YouTube upload issues at the time, but you can go back and check that out. You can also check out the Razman's reality radio show, which aired the week after the Harry Potter 14 Years of Magic, celebrating the Harry Potter saga show that I did. And on there, Polite Mediocrity and myself talked in depth about the film. Or you can check out the fan commentary that I recorded for Deathly Hallows Part 2. You all said you wanted me to do it again, so I did. If you're one of the people that waited until Part 2 was out to buy Part 1, I will also, of course, put the Part 1 fan commentary down below in the description box too. And for those of you that are curious, yes, that is a Deathly Hallows Part 2 t-shirt hanging up on the wall. Unfortunately, it was too small to fit me, and unfortunately, from where this camera is mounted, my head is going to block it, so you can't really see it. But it is the shirt that is Harry and Voldemort, and it says "It all ends here" on it. And this is the sign of the Deathly Hallows on my wrist. Since this will be the last Harry Potter episode for quite some time, unless I get some more stuff in my collection, but this will be the last thing we do with the films until we're able to do the book versus film series someday when I get the definitive collection. Remember that we found out about the Philosopher's / Sorcerer's Stone. We opened the Chamber of Secrets. We found out the truth behind the Prisoner of Azkaban. We submitted our names into the Goblet of Fire. We joined the Order of the Phoenix. We discovered the identity of the Half-Blood Prince. And we found all of the Deathly Hallows to become true masters of death. We are the Harry Potter generation. Let us all be grateful forever, and remember that Hogwarts will always be there to welcome us home. This is reality according to the Razman. And Razman style, it's not just a catchphrase, but a way of life.